Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to another episode of Up Close and Personal with Angela on behalf of Aspiring Authors Magazine. I want to thank you guys for tuning in for another episode. I tell you, each and every episode is very near and dear to me. Every opportunity I get to be able to share an amazing author, creator around this world, I tell you, I take advantage of that. I truly am honored and blessed on today. On behalf of Aspiring Authors Magazine, if you guys didn't grab a copy of our Black History Month edition here in America, this is a chance you can go back and grab an edition. On the cover, you will see none other than Miss Tracy. So I am super, super excited to be able to share her with you guys today. I'm going to bring her up and allow her the opportunity to introduce herself. Before I do that, I want you guys to take this opportunity to share this in your circle of friends. I'm sure there may be someone out there that may need to hear something that's going to be shared on today. So if you would just take a second and share that in your circle of influence. I tell you, you don't realize the power that you possess if you would just share that. Sharing is caring, and today we're going to share some love. So please share this in your circle. I'm going to bring up Miss Tracy and allow her to introduce herself. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you?
I'm good, Angela. Thank you so much for having me on your broadcast today. I'm Tracy Williams, and it's great to be on the show. A little bit about myself. I am a teacher, first and foremost. I work in what we call the primary sector from 4 to 11 years, and I'm all the way from Watford in the UK. I work in London. I'm not just a teacher. I'm a school leader as well. I'm a deputy head or vice principal of quite a large, busy school, and my passions are music, and particularly literature and history. And literature and history, a love of reading and a love of writing and a love of singing, is where I developed my passion for writing stories. And I've got a wonderful series of stories out right now called Stories to be Told, and it aims to inspire and develop children's understanding all about the British Empire and Britain's colonial past. I also have a podcast show out right now, and today is a very, very special day because today marks the second anniversary since I launched the podcast series. So we've come to the end of series 2. I cannot believe I'm into series 3. So it's a very special day. And, I'm just honored and privileged to mark this day with being a part of your broadcast, Angela. It's amazing. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that amazing opportunity with us because I tell you, it is truly an honor and a privilege to be able to share that. We, as brown people, we have to understand how powerful we are in our background and our history. So I thank you and I applaud you for taking time to pour into the youth so that they will know their history. Because if we don't know where we come from, how can we see our future? I oftentimes, wonder, you know, will we ever get it? So I'm honored to have you here today and to be sharing on today. Today is also Black History Month there in the UK. I tell you, today marks a lot of historical things on today, and I'm just honored.
Well, I'm honored to be here too. And like you said, Angela, we as brown people, as people of color, we really do need to understand the magnitude and the significance of our capabilities, our creative powers, and really tap into that and really focus on what the ancestors and what the universe is telling us, and listen to that, and really really spend the time to delve in and find what our moral purpose is. And, I do believe that, stories to be told, that the stories, the podcast, it's taken me by surprise in a way. I had always wanted to contribute something towards education since I came into education several years ago. And I'd always talked about doing something that was beyond the norm and that was beyond just a tokenistic gesture. Because here in the UK, Black History Month was introduced, I think it was in the mid to late 90s. And as a young aspiring teacher, I had always done the annual activities. I'd always been at the forefront in my schools doing organizing annual activities. But I always felt that there was something missing. There was a huge focus on American Black icons, and not enough focus on ourselves as people of color in Britain, and looking at our own journey and owning our own journey, taking control of our own destiny, and celebrating our own culture and our own history and lineage. And having been told for and having been taught in the education system for decades, that we don't have a past, we don't know our ancestry, we came across the water as as enslaved people, and we needed the Europeans to organize us. Now we in Britain, people of color, we've come a long way from that. And we're networking and forming our own organizations, and you've got individuals like myself who are really taking on taking on the norm, and questioning things, and challenging that norm, and really delivering content in a completely different and completely new way. I mean, I would have never have thought that I, as a woman of color, would be looking so closely at the British Empire. And just in my learning journey, because that's all it really is. I had a passion for history, and I had a passion and an interest in learning more about Britain's colonial past, and unearthing stories that were hidden, or stories that had never been told. And the whole focus of the stories in the podcast was just to get young people, and to get lovers of history to really look at achieving some sense of a balance of perspective in how we look at the past, and how we teach it in schools, and how we learn about it.
Wow. Well, at least in the UK, you guys teaching history. They've taken a lot of history out of the classrooms here in the States. They no longer offer social studies as a class here. So it's just like they constantly don't want us to know the truth. And if parents, in a lot of our cases, in a lot of the Brown families, if you don't know your history and you're not sharing it with your kids, they're gonna lack. And I tell you, a lot of us have waken up, and we realize that our history is much deeper than what they've been sharing in a lot of these books. Everything has been seen and portrayed in their eyes. But a lot of us, and I'm thankful, like you say, for people like yourself, and individuals here in the States that are like me, that are being a voice for those that think that they don't have a voice, giving the kids the opportunity. I wouldn't be doing any of the stuff that I'm doing right now if it had not been for 30 young kids, ages 4 to I think it was at that time, I want to say 15, 4 to 15. Those 30 kids changed my life in 2016. If it had not been for those kids, I wouldn't be doing half of the stuff that I'm doing right now. It's because those kids told me that they did not want to be a part of a summer program that was just like school. They said this is boring. This is just like school. I don't want to come. They hated to come there in the morning time. They fuss, they fight. They didn't want to get out the car with their parents. But 2 weeks into the program, the kids didn't want to go home. Parents were having to stay over and tell their kids, come on, I gotta go pick up so and so. We gotta go. We can't hang around. Kids starting to want to go home with Miss Angela. But I got it. I realized that these babies wanted to see more than what was being portrayed in the books
Mm,
that they were giving our kids. Like my kids couldn't pick up no book and go and see themselves playing with whatever kind of animal, if they had animals, because the animals that, a lot of them portray our kids don't even have. And a lot of things, horses, no, none of the kids have horses because they live in an apartment complex.
mm,
A lot of them don't have a lot of the things that's being portrayed in these books. So how can they relate to the books? That was a lot of the problems that my youth were having. When I realized that, hey, I have to get these kids to truly tapping into this and understanding. So I started bringing in people. They said they wanted to be a lawyer, they wanted to be a doctor, they wanted to be a singer, whatever they wanted to be. I tried to find somebody. And in a lot of cases, it brought me to social media.
mm.
I was able to pull some of these people. I had individuals that drove from Atlanta, that drove from different parts of North Carolina, just different parts of the U.S. to come and pour into my kids, into the program that I was doing. And it opened up a lot of opportunities for me to be able to do the stuff that I'm doing now. At that time, I wasn't even an author, had not even published a book. Since then, I am now the author of 54 books. I've collaborated, co-authored, co-published a total of 50 books, journals, planners, you name it. I have my hands in it because I refuse to not share this with my kids and my youth. It's our duty to help those coming behind us, whether we see the change or not.
Mm.
We have to help those coming behind us. How would they see the greater works if we don't share those greater works?
Absolutely. And what you just said there, those coming behind us, because the found that what we're doing now, we may not see the growth and benefits of it until after we are gone. But at the same time, we know that it's all been worth it, and I feel that we are kindred spirits in a lot of ways, because both of us have been inspired by the children and the young people that we have worked with over the years. And quite rightly, as you said, when we don't see ourselves in around us, when we don't see ourselves reflected positively, in the world around us, we don't see what the relevance is. We don't see our relevance. We don't see our contributions. It's a bleak place, and it does lead to disaffectedness. It leads to a lack of motivation, and it leads you, and it leads people down a road where they just feel despair and just despondent, and they just feel, well, what's the point? I don't know what my place in life is. But I think you've made such a succinct and such a good point in trying to join dots and make connections with the real world and with real life, and trying to use those real life contexts to encourage young people to understand where they come from, to own and to celebrate their past, and to you know lay hold and fully understand and claim quite proudly their identity. So I salute you.
Wow, I salute you. I really want you to share these amazing books. See, I know everybody probably keep wondering why I keep glancing down, but I can't stop looking at. I was looking at the article of you inside of the magazine, and I just have to salute you. I have to. I love to give honor where honors due, and I thank you for what you're doing and for impacting lives. You definitely have tapped into your power. See, a lot of us, we don't realize the power that we possess and what we sit on. But you position yourself to be an overcomer. You said you wanted to go out here and you wanted people to see. You wanted them to see the British colonial history in their eyes because they were born there. They want us to be an outcast because we look different from them. But this is our history. We were born here. We didn't get implanted in here. Did nobody move us here? We were born here. I'm a citizen here. That's what you're saying loud and clear. And you want people to know that. And I applaud you for that. I applaud you for that. And
Angela,
I look at the
the
different
the,
things
Brit,
that you're
the
doing.
British. Just to break in there before I lose my train of thought, you're absolutely right. But we need to own this. It. When I first started writing, doing my research and studying, and for the stories, the British Empire. Well, I mean, we have a history curriculum in our country, and now it is moving towards a direction where diversity within our history curriculum and within our history is becoming more and more mandatory. So we have been quite fortunate in that, as school leaders, and in my position as a school leader, we've been able to make decisions about the diversity that can come into our curriculum. So we're incorporating stories about issues and people who look like us. We're incorporating units of study within the curriculum being taught in classrooms that look at historical events about people, relating to people like us. And it is becoming more and more prevalent. But when I first started writing these stories, when I first started writing them, the whole topic of the British Empire was an uncomfortable truth. It was something that nobody wanted to talk about. And I thought, I'm going to change this, because we all, even as older people, as adults, we all need to learn about this. This is a vital part of world history that, has been responsible for so many different changes, and for, so many different events and dynamics that happen between countries that, have prolonged certain situations in certain countries and are responsible for very much the way that the world is today. And I just knew it was going to be a difficult process for me, in order to devise, first of all, what were the stories going to be about? What was the focus? What was I going to put into the stories? What was I going to leave out? What did I feel was of educational value? What do I feel are the important points within the whole colonial timeline? And just how that was going to be delivered. What was it going to look like? What format was it going to take? It just in the creation and the concept of the stories was a complete learning journey for me. And luckily for me, because I am a teacher and a practitioner, I've got that pedagogy to be able to apply to the work that I do. And something that I've been working on for the past couple of months, actually, I've been devising an actual learning program about diversity in the curriculum, and it's a learning module about historical walks, and how we can just step out on our doorstep, and the notion that history is actually all around us. You don't even have to go to a history book. You don't have to go to a museum. There's evidence about the past all around us each and every day that we come across. And, the learning program focuses on the presence of African and Caribbean people within our local area. And, it's something that I've been working on during the summer, and it's helped me to learn a lot. It's moved my journey with Stories to be Told on just that little bit further, because apart from the stories and the podcast and the learning platform, I'd like to see how it can evolve, how it can grow, and what direction it can take in the future. And developing that learning program was an amazing experience, and it gave me the confirmation that there's room for growth, there's room for expansion. Um, so yeah, that is why I have not had much of a social media presence over the last couple of months, because those of us that can actually do,
Yeah.
and we don't always have time to um, produce content to post on social media. But doing one of those things, producing content in terms of learning programs,
Right.
books, stories, it's so worthwhile. And I'm very proud to have the ability and the creativity and be in a position to do it.
Wow. Well, I definitely thank you for that. And then, a lot of us sometimes we are busy doing a lot. We can't keep up with everything, but we appreciate the things that are being done that we can keep up with. So one of the things that I truly pride myself on is being able to do these podcasts. Like you headed into your third season. This I will be heading into my third season in May. So I definitely, I'm grateful for these opportunities and these platforms, because
Yeah.
we're providing a voice and an outlet, but we're giving so many others an opportunity to be a voice and to have an outlet. I definitely want individuals to be able to connect with you. I want them to be able to follow you, support you in whatever ways that they can. You have books out, you have the podcast, um, curriculum coming out. I mean, it's so much that we could follow and support. It may not be the social media content every day,
Mm.
but you know, whenever we get what we can get, some people appreciate that. I was telling, I go over to TikTok every now and then. I try to make it over there once a week or how often as I can. But somebody introduced me to that platform, and it's like they have really gravitated to me, and they have open arms, accepted me in, and like they be looking for me to post. So I try to go over. Somebody showed me how to go live. So I try to go live at least once a week.
Mhm.
And I tell you, today I went live during my Monday morning motivation, because I do that every Monday anyway.
Mm.
So I said, why not just kill two birds with one stone? So I went live, and about 117 people actually came on and watched the live.
Wow.
It may not be a lot for for some people, but you know what? For my second or third live, 117 people, I don't care if they viewed for 1 second, the fact that they came on,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And that's what some of us, we got to realize, it's the little things. Be grateful for the little things. Be grateful for the little support. Be grateful for the time. That's why I'm grateful for you stopping by on today and sharing. I definitely want you to share the links. I'm gonna stop talking because I have so much to say about you, and I'm just so grateful because it's just it's a blessing to be able to be in your presence and to be in your midst
Oh.
because of the things that you are doing and the impact that you're having. I did not get a chance to watch the full interview, but my sister Elder Lakia, she had you on the show.
Yeah.
Um, Amazing, and that's when I saw that you did music. I was like, look at my. I was like, look. So I'm saying I understand you. You have your hands in everything because you're trying to make an impact where you can.
Yeah.
You got it. You don't want to sit down on your gift. You don't want to sit down on what's on the inside of you. You just want them to stir it up so that you can leave an impact. You tapped into your power. See, a lot of people, things come at them. We don't forget that this journey. It's all about overcoming and being that willing vessel. When the E3 experience was dropped in my spirit, I was like, okay, there go 3 words again. Who gonna want these 3 words? I'm like, Lord, why he always deal with me with 3 words? That was educate, empower, and encourage.
Mm.
E3 experience. And I'm like, my babies, I had to introduce that to the kids. That's what started AALAC, the African American Author Literacy Awareness Campaign, and that's what got me on the verge of looking for authors. And I come across two authors on Facebook that were brown, and I asked them to come to my program, and they openly came to my program.
Mm.
And then from there, individuals just started reaching out. And then not only were they authors, they was doing so much other stuff. Like I would get, it was like I would get two in one package. It was always an author, and they was always doing something else that they can pour into my kids. I had one lady
Mm.
had just gave birth. She hadn't even had her baby. Her baby wasn't even 2 months old. I don't think her baby was 2 months old. May have been 3 months old. But she had her baby swaddled on her stomach, and she was teaching my babies how to do vision boards.
Wow.
So I get
Wow.
what you're doing. You're impacting lives everywhere. And you took the time today, all the way from the UK. You could have been doing all types of other stuff, but you decided that you was going to stop by and share with us here in America. That you was going to stop by Little Old Aspiring Authors Magazine, Little Old Queen of Collaborations, and share with me because you had something that you wanted to share with the people on today. So I thank you for all that you're doing, all the lives that you are impacting and shall impact. It's people that hadn't even been birthed yet. People that hadn't even been birthed.
It's an inspiring thought to think that, the legacy that, your work is going to leave behind. Sometimes you think, is it worth it? Why am I doing this? Is it going to be worth it? What is it all for? And then, it's as you said, it's the little things. It's there's a saying, I don't know if you've heard of it, never despise small beginnings.
Oh yes, I've heard
And
that plenty of times.
you know
Never.
it's the small beginnings, it's the little things that you actually become so grateful for. I mean, there's one particular story that I've written called Knights at the Round Table, and it's all about the scramble for Africa. It's a little story just to teach children about the scramble for Africa, how it came about and the impact that it had. And I went into work one day, and I wasn't feeling too good. I didn't feel, and you have those moments where you feel that there's so much that you need to do, because you can see the end product, the impact that this thing is going to have. It's like you're carrying a child. You're in a period of gestation, and you are pregnant with this vision, with this creation that, you are birthing it. It's coming out bit by bit, but you are frustrated because you can see the complete entity and you want to do more, but you yourself have limitations. You have your own limitations. And I went into work, and I wasn't feeling too good, and I was just going through the motions, and just thinking, right, I don't I think it needs another chapter. I think it needs this. I think it needs that, because I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. There is always more that I feel that can be improved with the stories, with the podcast, with the learning platform. And I just went into my email at info@stories to be told, and I had this American professor who emailed me and just sent me a quick message. I didn't know him, but he just emailed me and just sent me this lovely message, just saying how inspired he was. Oh, I've just read your story, Knights at the Round Table, the Berlin Conference 1884. And I just want to send you an email just to let you know how inspired I was by your story. Keep up the good work. And it's moments like that. It's not when you've got 1 million followers on Instagram, because by then it's too late. It becomes harder to appreciate the detail. They say that God is in the detail, God is in the small things, and it's absolutely right. The quality, the gratitude is in those small things. It's within those small incidental things that come our way and that are unexpected, where we find genuine and real gratitude, and we begin to understand, yes, it, it it's all worth it. It's all worth it. You know, all your doubts, all your doubts have been appeased, all your questions have been answered. And so, you know, I carry around that email message to this day. I just felt so inspired about what you were doing. I love the story. Keep up the good work.
Wow.
How great was that?
Okay. Well, that is amazing. And I'm inspired by all that you're doing. And I want to say, keep up the great work. You keep doing what you're doing, keep impacting lives. Um, I definitely want people to be able to connect with you. How can they connect with you? How can they reach out to you? How can they purchase your music? How can they get the books? How can they check out your podcast? I mean, all the amazing things that you're doing. How can they be a part of that? I want them to tap into your world.
It's quite simple. It's quite simple. Go to storiestobetold.com. Just go to storiestobetold.com, TOLLED, and you will see the icon with the bell. So you will know instantly that you're on the right page. So it's storiestobetold.com. And on that platform is everything relating to stories to be told. That is where that's where you can look at the stories, you can sample them, you can buy them. You can look at the learning platform. You can listen. All my podcast episodes are there. My RSS feed for my podcast, they are all there. You can look at the alternative history artwork. You can look at the mini documentaries. You know, everything relating to stories to be told is there. What I do, why I do it. And also my social media links are all there as well. So I would say just visit the website. Everything's there. It's all self-explanatory. And you can contact me as well on info@storiestobetold. There's a contact form at the bottom of the website. So if you want to drop me a little email, you are free to do so. And I'm also, if you want to join the email list, there is an opportunity for you to submit your email, opt in, and you will receive free samples of my first 4 published books. So free samples just for you for joining the email list. And, you know, you can leave a message. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you've got any ideas for any podcasts that you focuses that you want me to do, or, you know, anything else that you'd like to share with me. And, you know, I look forward to people contacting me and for me connecting with others. And as for the music, my music is out on basically on all streaming platforms, even on TikTok. You can even find it on TikTok. And I have a website for that as well. That's called tracydwmusic.com. Same thing. If you go there, that's where everything lives. Social media links are there. The contact sheet is there, and you can also sign up. So it's all come together. 2 websites that people can go and visit, and they can find out a bit more about me. But most of all, Angela, I'm looking to connecting more with my listeners and with my readers. I'm looking for that, you know, that personal connection. You know, really understanding, you know, what listeners and what my readers and what my listeners, you know, think and feel and how they interact with my work and how they think I can move forward in it. Because, you know, it for me, it is a learning journey. It's just my learning journey. This is what I'm learning about the topic. This is what I am. This is my understanding of it. And I'm just sharing it with you. And, you know, I'm inviting you, the listener, to come along with me and give me your perspective. Tell me what you think. Because, you know, we all know that history quite often is just coming from somebody's perspective. It's not always based on fact. And, you know, we as people of color, we have to redress that, and nobody's going to do that for us but us. So, Why not step in and fill that gap and move forward in that and model that process for our children, model that process of inquiry and lifelong learning and independent learning for our children, for our young people, and as you rightly said, for those behind us who have yet to come. So that's how everybody can contact and connect with me.
Well, I'm super, super excited for you, and I thank you for stopping by and sharing with us on today. I tell you, I have truly, truly been blessed, and I want, that's why I do these interviews like this, because I want individuals to be able to connect with you. I want individuals to know who you are. And I'm super excited that you are part of the 122 authors around the world, because in 2023, you guys will be our focus. That is a campaign. We are on a mission to recognize, highlight, and showcase those 122 authors. I don't know why it was 122 authors that the Lord laid on my spirit, but He laid on my spirit to recognize, to honor, showcase 122 authors. So far, we have 30 authors that have took the challenge. And if it's only 30 authors, then I'm going to push them 30 authors like they are 122 authors, because it was just laid on my spirit to honor them so that people know who they are. You know, so oftentimes we don't give individuals their roses while they're here. We don't give them their accolades while they're here. And then one thing the pandemic taught me, I've lost a lot of people on this journey, not just during
Mm,
the pandemic. Some people ask me, I lost a couple of people during the pandemic, but it wasn't from the pandemic. You know, it was life. Life was going to
mm,
happen anyway. But during the pandemic, I did lose someone that was very near and dear to me. And it quenched my spirit. It's like it did something to my soul.
mm,
That one, it went a little deeper than a normal death. And they was like, why this one? Because when I lost my dad, I I kind of dealt with that because my daddy received the promise. My daddy lived over 70 years.
mm.
My brother-in-law saw the promise. He lived over 80 years. My uncle saw the promise. He lived over 80 years. All these people saw the promise that we're trying to get to, that we're striving to get to. So I got a lot to live for.
Yeah,
That pandemic made me realize that I can't focus on yesterday. I can't even focus. We can't focus on what happened an hour ago. We got to stay in the now so we can look forward to the future. We got to catch up with our destiny.
that's right.
We got to catch up with our destiny because it's already been mapped out for us. Jeremiah 29:11 tells us that he said he had a plan for us, and we got to catch up to that. So thank you for leading the way. Thank you for opening doors for others so that they can have a path, a blueprint to follow so that they can get there. So thank you. I definitely, would you like to sing something? Sing us out of here? Would you like to sing us out of here? Would you like to sing us out of here? Would you? If you don't want to, you don't have to. If you would like to, I would love you to sing us out of here. But if you don't want to, you don't have to.
Well, I wasn't expecting it, but okay, let me
If you
I'll
have something you
sing
want
a
to
little
play,
bit.
you can play. If you want to play something, you can play it.
I'm not much of a player, but I do have a voice. I do
Okay.
have a voice, and I use it. Um, I'll just sing a little bit of my new single, "Blessed." I'll just sing a little bit of that.
Okay.
Um, Thanking you for the gift of life. I've made mistakes more than once or twice, but through it all, I've learned to trust in you. Without your grace, I don't know what I would do. Still learning how to make each day count. The world should know what I'm all about. I won't be afraid to speak my mind, walk in my truth, and trust that what's within my heart will see me through. I am blessed. I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed. From my head down to my toes, through my body, mind, and soul, I am blessed. I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed. From my head down to my toes, through my body, mind, and soul. Thank you, Angela.
Wow. Wow. That is amazing. I want to thank you for just doing that on the drop of a dime. So thank you for being obedient. You truly have blessed me on today. If there anything that you would like to share before we leave, inspirational, anything that you would like to leave with the audience before we leave on today?
Uh, I mean, first of all, it's just been a pleasure and a privilege to really speak with you and to meet you face to face at last. I have, been following you on Facebook. I admire your work. And, I just wish you, every success. I wish you, you know, peace. I wish you blessings. I wish you prosperity. I wish, um, the hand of the Lord continues to be upon you and continues to bless you and continues to guide you in this journey, in your journey, with Him and on this journey that you are on. And I just have every faith and every belief in you, Angela, that you will succeed. You will complete the task that God has placed in your hands. And I just thank God for you. I thank God for your presence, for your gifts, for your perseverance, for your intelligence. I just thank God that you've come into my life, and I'm here. I've got the opportunity here to meet you at last. So I'm just truly grateful, to have met a strong warrior woman, another strong warrior woman just like you. And I think today, I think all I want to leave with people is, it's never too late to begin. If you've got something in your heart, deep in your soul, that you are carrying, and that needs to needs to be released, that needs to um, come out into the world, that in order to inspire and bless people and have an impact, don't hide it in your heart. Don't put it under a bushel. Pull it out and let that light shine. Let that thing that is within you come forth, and don't be afraid to bring it to life, because there are so many people out there that need your gift, that need your inspiration, that need your guidance, because you can underestimate, and I think we all underestimate the power of the gift that is within us. Never underestimate that power. Don't
Wow.
hide it. Bring it forth. Let it shine. And it is never too late. As long as you have breath within you, it is never too late.
Wow. I tell you, I thank you for stopping by and sharing with us on today. And I pray that the rest of your evening is blessed and the rest of your week is blessed. It's Monday. Monday. So the week is just starting. So I pray that your week is blessed. And thank you once again for stopping by and sharing with us.
It's been
Have
a
a great day.
privilege and an honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to thank you guys for stopping by and sharing with us for another episode of Up Close and Personal with Angela on behalf of Aspiring Authors Magazine. I want you guys to make sure that you go over and support Miss Tracy. Follow her, check out her website, purchase her books, check out her podcast. I tell you, it has truly been an honor and a privilege to have her on, sharing from across the seas. So, y'all got an opportunity to hear the exact same things that I've been sharing with you guys from someone else, just from another perspective. But the exact same things that I've been sharing across the platform. It's like everything that I saw myself in her. And I'm grateful on today. But I want you to know that life, don't let it pass you by. Do not let it pass you by. Love a little more. Love those beside you. Love your brothers and your sisters as though you love yourself. Just as he loved us. He loved us before we was even conceived. So understand that. Love a little more. But be willing to inspire somebody. Be that inspiration for somebody else. But do it all with the fear of God. You cannot do any of this if you do not have the fear of God. You got to have him on the inside. And that's on the inside of you. You got to allow it. You got to allow it to come forth. But the only way it's going to come forth is you invite it to come forth. He said he would never leave you nor forsake you. So he's already there. Everything you need is already on the inside of you. But how you get to that next level, how you begin to enjoy life and not just let it happen around you, is you experience that E3 experience. You got to be willing to educate somebody. All that you have gained, all that you have learned, all that you've been taught, all that you have on the inside, you can't just hold it on the inside. You got to let it out. Be that ripple. Let it out. Give it to somebody else so that next generation can grow up. And guess what? They're going to remember you. They're going to remember the things that you did for them. And guess what? Now you have a legacy. Now that you have a legacy that will never die. We write these books, we put it in print so that people would know. But it ain't about the books. It's just to remember, just so that they can have a remembrance of it. But y'all, I've been blessed on today. Y'all take whatever nugget you can get from today. You may not, everything may not have resonated with you, but that one little piece, take it and run with it. Because 2023 is your year. It's your year for you to catch up with your destiny. It's your year to walk in all that he has promised you, y'all. Y'all don't give up. He brought you this far. Don't you dare give up. Don't you dare give up. I love you guys. And guess what? I'll be back here tomorrow. I have another amazing author that's going to be stopping by. Another amazing. She's not just an author. She got her hands in a lot too, y'all. I'm telling you, everybody I'm attached to in this season got their hands in a lot. So I'm telling you right now, stop back by tomorrow. Be encouraged. Know that if ain't nobody told you that they love you, know that the queen loves you. And it ain't just a word that I'm throwing around. Know that the queen loves you. And she loves you from the bottom of her heart. She wants to see you do the best. She wants to see you thrive. That's my purpose. That's why I'm placed here. Y'all got to understand. Look up my name and see what it means. I'm just gonna leave that alone. Look up my name and see what Angela means. I'm out of here, y'all. I love y'all. See y'all back here the same time tomorrow, Miss Jacqueline Cox. Love y'all. Be blessed.